Hello everybody, welcome back to X-Plane 11. I'm Micah, of course, and we're going to get back into the A320. And we're going to try to land it and run it and start it up and everything correctly this time. Before I do that, let me go ahead and get the sound working properly. Alright, let's go ahead and pop into the aircraft here and let's get started. First things first, always make sure the parking brake is on first, and that is the case, so we're good there. Batteries are going to come on, 1 and 2. Batteries are on. We're going to go ahead and request the ground power unit to roll up to our aircraft. And it's there, so we're going to go ahead and accept the external power. And that sounds right. Let's go ahead and change these to nav. Let's go ahead and get aligning here. And yeah, so we're going to get flying to Pittsburgh again, this time from Washington Dulles International. And the main goal here is to not screw up like I did last time. And I am confident that I know what I'm doing now. Last time I was uncertain, and that was quite obvious. But this time, that will not be the case. I will be ready to rock and roll. So let's go ahead and get in here and start programming everything. Like I said before, we're flying from Washington Dulles International, which code is Kilo Ida Adam Alpha Delta. Sorry, police jargon, getting in the way of NATO. Anyway, and we're going to Pittsburgh. So we'll do the from to there. And we don't have any of that saved, so we're going to go there. What's up, Pilot Guy Videos? Welcome. The Mexican, welcome. How's it going, man? Cost index, we're going to go with 27 here, since we're going to be flying less than 2 hours. Or, sorry, less than 4 hours. And we're going to be flying at 260. Looks good to me. Flight number, we're at our American Airlines. And we're going to be flight, as you can see, lower right-hand corner, 1543. I hear you, man. Yeah, I'm just kind of chilling too. Just time I'm chilling, playing a game and streaming. But you know, it's chilling for me. Camera is a little blurry. What camera? Are you talking about the actual like recording? Because, I mean, looks fine to me, but hey, could be something streaming out. Make sure your quality is set high. All right. Gotcha. Well, I mean, I'm streaming out at 3K, so 3 kilobits per second. Well, I just could, you know, kind of attribute to that, so just understand that. Yeah, just check your settings. Make sure at least 720p. If not 1080. Alright. Winds. We're going to do a wind request. And return. And we're going to align our IRS here. Get that all going so it can align. Alright. See. Next, we're going to switch to the next page. And we're going to get a wait request here. Boom. There it is. 24.1, so that's going to be all about a 1 up. Okay. Fantastic. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. I hope that's that fixes your problem there. All right. Now the flight plan. Yep, flight plan. And we're going to select Dulles departure. We're going to be departing 01 right. And we're going to be using the McRae 2 SID. So standard instrument departure. And next we're going to be going to, well, let's get rid of manual because I'm not going to be flying anything manual today. Mainly because I'm not being directed by any air traffic control or anything like that. So we're going to select McRae. And we're going to be flying an airway, which is Juliet 518. And we're going to put that in the VIA. And we're heading to India, Hotel Delta, the 2. Put that into my flight plan, a temporary flight plan, that is. And there's another discontinuity, so we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to be flying to Pittsburgh, of course, we're going to be arriving, like last time, RNAV 10 right, Yankee. And this is just to prove that I know what I'm doing now, hopefully. All right, back to my plan here. Gonna go ahead and delete that discontinuity, and we're going to go all the way up. And we're going to go through it step by step to make sure everything looks correct. Oh, there's a manual. Need to get rid of that. And the flight plan discontinuity. That looks right. So let's go ahead and temporarily insert that temporary flight plan into it. Perfecto. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go to performance, get our VR, V2, and then we're going to set our V1. And we're going to do 2 flaps up, 1.0 on the trim. That's because our weight is 24. And if you look, if I can grab that, 24 is going to be about right here, and that's about 1, so it'll work. Do a remake of The Miracle on the Hudson. Ooh. I can try. I can try. That's most I can guarantee. I cannot guarantee that I would actually be able to do that, just because of the complexity and everything. I would have to go back and review also kind of everything that happened to see if I could really remake it. If I give it a shot, that's about all I can guarantee there. All right, we're done there. We're going to go ahead and go back to the performance page. And let's go up here and see what's going on. Okay. Let's do an engine 1 fire test. Sounds good. APU fire test. Good. Engine 2 fire test. Good. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring it down. Bring it downtown. Check our PSI for oxygen, and it is 1700 PSI, which is the preferred. It is over 850, which is required. ECAM status. Let's go ahead and get a system status here, and it's normal. Hydraulic pressure. Let's go ahead and check that. Looks good across the board. Battery 1 and 2. Electricity 28 volts each. 0 amps are being used at the moment. Fantastic. And let's go ahead and get those radio frequencies assigned here. And the radio frequencies we're going to be using today is going to be Dulles' ATIS, which is the automatic weather and information system. That's 134 point. Oh gosh. Sorry, my mouse was freaking out for a second. Okay. 134. That's good to know. Why is my mouse jerking around like this? There we go. 134.85. Okay, let's go and switch that over so we can listen.
Temperature 29, dew point 15. Altimeter 3012.
3012 is our altimeter. And that's what I wanted to know. 3012. Okay. Let's see. Nav logo lights. Yep. It is a lot of stuff, man. All right. Fuel pumps left and right are coming on. APU master switch is coming on. Gonna go APU here, wait for the flap to open. And flaps open. Go ahead and start the AP up. You can never do what, man? What can you never do? All right, AP is available. Go ahead and turn off external power. Ground power unit can go away. Flight director is on. Anti-ice. It's on auto. Fly plane, sure you can, man. Just takes practice and learning it. Probe window hit is auto. All right. This needs to be set 30.12 as I stated. And go ahead and request push back, not request it, but pre-plan it.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Let's go ahead and set autopilot altitude to 26. Yeah, I mean, this is technically a video game. We prefer to call it a simulation, but let's go ahead and get the pushback on its way.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
I guess what you mean, yeah, man. Just waiting for this guy to come push us back here.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Go ahead and connect there, sir.
Tow connected and bypass been inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, need to release parking brake here, so we're going to go ahead and get on here and release parking brake. Now we're going to start pushing this back.
And you may start engine.
All right, may start engines. That means you make sure there's an idle. Switch this to ignition. Engine 2. My dog is losing his mind, her mind. We're waiting for the engine to start. It's not. Oh, it's not starting because I haven't started the APU bleed, of course. Now start. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right, let's see here. Set the parking brake. Oops. Nope, go away. There we go.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Why is that? What is going on with this thing? When you click it, sometimes it does this weird thing where it like locks. I don't know why it does that. There we go.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
Oh man.
Signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright. We're gonna go ahead and set flaps for takeoff now. Bring them down to 2. Spoiler's gonna become armed. Beacon lights coming on. Taxi lights coming to taxi. And we're good to taxi. Alright, pilot guy. He's clear. Let's go ahead and start moving. I will do, man. Will do. Test the brakes real fast. Looks like they're working just fine. Go ahead and test my flight controls here. Make sure they're working properly. Looks like they are. Set auto brake to max. In case we gotta do a abort takeoff. Back to normal. Let's do a takeoff test. Everything looks like we're in a takeoff configuration, so we are good to go for the most part. Let's do a turn on train. And let's taxi runway 01 right. Hope you guys had a good weekend. That was pretty good. Ho ho ho. Sitting back and drinking wine. Hey, that's one way to spend the Monday. Enjoying some YouTube. A sip of wine here and there. Not a bad way to go. Not at all. Gonna change this one as well. Can't forget your backup instruments. Long day. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you there. Yeah, I have a job too, and today it wasn't that long, but I'll tell you what, most days are. I mean, they're not bad. It's just, you know, some days fly by, some days are like drag. Okay, as we're approaching the holding position, go ahead and activate my landing lights. Please switch to takeoff. Honestly, it could look a lot better. If you look, I'll show you my settings real fast. This is what my settings are set at. So, I mean, this could be cranked up way more. This could be cranked up all the way. I just don't have the graphics card that can take that at the moment. So yeah. Strobe lights come on. TCAS goes to TARA. And that puts us in complete takeoff conditions here. We're ready to take off from runway 01 right, heading to Pittsburgh. Yeah, better put your
01 right.
Better put your seatbelt on.
On runway 01 right.
Oh, come on. There we go. Got a little bit of crosswind going on here. Feel it. Add a little bit of right rudder there. Keep it straight. And go and make our decision. We're going to take off and we're going to go ahead and rotate up. A little bumpy takeoff there, and that's mainly because that crosswind was kind of hitting us a little bit. Positive rate gear is going to come up. Looking good, looking good. Flaps up. Start to make that turn. And slats coming up. And changing to level to climb. And let's switch to autopilot here. Let the aircraft take over. And fly us on out of here. Let's go ahead and no reason for those to be on anymore. Let's see, we can go and change.
Washington Dulles INT.
I know.
2200 Zulu weather. Wind 270 at 5.
There we go. All right. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Just waiting for 10,000 feet, so we turn off our landing lights. Almost 10,000, and that's 10,000. So landing lights coming off. I'm retracting those as well. Nose lights come off as well, and the strobes stay on. Auto and beacons stay on, and nav stays on as well. So that'll be the lights until we come in for landing. 10,000 feet, you can start using your electronic devices again, handheld ones, of course. Just make sure they're in airplane mode. What's up, Mark? Welcome back. You could. You can use your laptop. How is it the longest delay? Yeah, I mean, you could use X-Plane at minimum. It's going to work fine. I mean, it's still going to be a good simulator, without question. May not look absolutely beautiful, but hey. Why was it really bad, man? shaky. I mean, they could have been having some winds and stuff they had to deal with. I mean, there's all kind of reasons why things are the way they are. Like, a lot of times people complain about bad landings, hard landings, and stuff like that, but people don't understand that if it's cold, or if it's cold or rainy at all, they're intentionally going to put the aircraft down harder to make sure it doesn't skid on the runway. So you just got to keep that in mind. You know, sometimes there are reasons certain things do occur. I'm not saying that's what happened for you. It could have just been shaky. I don't know. I was not there. Huh, yeah. I mean, okay. There's also could be thermals, but I mean, it could have just been shaky just because. So, let's see what the JetBlue uses. Oh man, I think they have A320s, A321s, 757s, 737s. I think that's what their fleet consists of. All right, so 30.15. Winds 240 degrees at 5 knots. Three 0.15. Oh, I didn't look at the temperature. What was the? Oops, nope. Out of that. What was the temperature? 81 degrees Fahrenheit. And it was 4 knots. Oops. The compass was 240 at 4. All right. I'm using the A320, which is the Airbus A320. So, JetBlue uses A320s, A321s, Embraers, 190, 195s. That's what it is. That's what they use. How to get that mini tablet? It comes in the Flight Factor A320. Even the new Boeings, the Boeing 737-900 or the Max, they also have them because it's basically like a tablet you can connect to the internet and everything on. It gives you service options. It's very useful for pilots, so they can pull up radar and weather and all kind of stuff. So that's what it is. Does the Flight Factor cost money? The Flight Factor A320 Ultimate costs $90 if you're going to buy it. That's 90.00 US dollars. So it is not cheap, but is it awesome? Absolutely. Is it worth the money? Yes, if you can afford it. If you're not one to buy aircraft more than $30 or $40, then I wouldn't recommend spending all the money on it. But if you got the cash laying around, go for it. It was kind of a Christmas present to me when I bought it. So yeah, it's expensive. It is expensive, but like I said, it was kind of a Christmas present for me when it came out, and I bought it for myself. So I have been looking forward to it for quite a while. Welcome back, Pilot Guy Videos. The 737-800 is an excellent aircraft, man. It is an excellent aircraft. If you're using the default 737, I highly recommend you go ahead and get the Zibo mod for it. It adds all the functionalities of a real 737 for free. Yep, that's right. At the cost of free 99. That's 000. It's fantastic. I did a tutorial video, 2 tutorial videos on that aircraft. Yep, exactly. Great aircraft, absolutely wonderful. And I plan on revisiting it soon, mainly because I've had lots of questions. I'm guessing some of the systems have updated and it's kind of thrown off the process and it's changed a little bit here and there and everything like that. So I do plan on going back to the Zibo and giving another walkthrough on that, just so everyone's up to date and they're not lost in the sauce. I have it. I actually don't have it active right now. Let's see. Well, we'll add it just for the fun of it. We'll use the touchdown effect. We'll keep that on. I'm not going to use the G-force effect because that kind of is weird and kind of throws you off. So I'm going to leave it as that. I'll just use the touchdown effect because that adds a little bit of realism when you're hitting the ground. We're 10 miles out from descending, so soon I'm going to be pulling this button, or pushing it, sorry. I had it deactivated because I was using Track IR. When I was using Track IR, it really was like all over the place. So I disabled it, but it does add a new cool little thing there. So now I'm going to go ahead and activate this descent 5 nautical miles out from the descent. And that's just so it becomes a gradual descent, not just a jerk. That's the plan, man. That's the plan. Come on, work this time. Decelerate. Decelerate. Well, if you had... Why is it not wanting to work? It's strange that it's doing this. I literally flew it not too long ago, and it was just fine. I am decelerating. I am. I'm pressing the button. I don't get why it's not descending. That just doesn't make any sense. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. It does not want to descend. Shut up. Oh, you know what? Wow. You know, I feel really stupid right now because you gotta reduce this. You gotta set this. Boom. Boom. There it is. That's what it was. I hadn't set. I had the. Oh my. Oh my. What's up, SSL? That's very frustrating. You know, I literally flew. I think it was last night. I flew several times just to make sure I knew what I was doing. And I don't know if I got distracted talking to you guys or what, but that's one of the things you do is you set this to the waypoint that you're going to hit the approach on. And I didn't, and that's, oh man. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It goes all right, SSL. But it feels so stupid about this. At least we got it somewhat fixed. Far enough out. Yeah, it happens. Go and set auto brake to medium. We're waiting for that 18,000 feet to pass. Switch back over from standard to current barometric pressure at the arrival airport. Which is going to be that right there. How did I learn X-Plane? YouTube. articles, forums, trial and error. Before touching a flight sim, not really. Before touching this one, yeah, I knew a little bit. That's because I've been playing FSX for many years. Hey man, I watched some that were like hours long, so you gotta do what you gotta do. Switch this back over. This is gonna be 3015. No problem, Jane Chandler. Appreciate that. That's what I strive for. I was too much. I was in the same boat as a lot of you guys. In fact, I just not understand the FMC. I did not understand how to fly the Zebo, you know, and autopilot and everything like that. And I did lots of research. I mean, hours and hours and hours. I did lots of tutorial watching. And all of it just seemed way too, like, they overcomplicated everything. And once I figured out how to do it, that pretty much was confirmed that they had overcomplicated everything. So I tried as my best to break it down, give it to people in layman terms and layman understanding, while still it's kind of giving that bridge, you know. So I did my best in regards to that. I hope I did do it justice, but you know. It is the fly factor A320. By the way, how fast is knots compared to miles per hour? 1 mile per hour is equal to 0.869 knots. So, for example, if I'm traveling, I don't know, let's see, how fast am I going right now? 200 and what? Maybe 200, about 207 knots. That's going to be about 238 miles per hour. And no, I didn't do that off the fly in my head. I had a calculator. Okay. SSL. No. So it's a little different. Yeah, I was like, no, that's not. It's yeah. Yep. 1.15078 knots, miles per knots, whatever. And that's so. That's in regards to aircraft. So knots in boats are also different because they're not using nautical. I'm sorry, not using miles, using nautical miles, and that's it gets confusing. Anyway, yes, mile per hour is faster. Knots is using nautical miles, as far as I understand. Nautical miles a little bit longer than an actual mile. And let me look that up real fast because. Yeah, so a nautical mile equals 1.151 miles. Who would have thought? One mile equals 1.15078 miles equals 1 nautical mile. So guess what? That's the exact same as knots. So it's the speed in nautical miles. So in aviation, the standard is Zulu time, and they use 24-hour time. They use knots because that was the standard for ships. And when they created airships, the big Zeppelins and stuff, they were calling them airships and things like that. So they basically transferred the nautical miles, the knots and everything to aircraft. And that's kind of how it came about of using that. You can't, really. You can just do a quick calculation if you want to, but if you're going to learn how to fly, I mean, you're going to have to use knots, and that's just how it's going to be. I mean, that's the standard worldwide. Crossing through 12,000 feet now. It's interesting, though, because we use feet for distance, like in altitude, not meters. Why people hate TSA people, saying they can't catch terrorists. They are correct. They catch people who harm people in the plane. So it gets back to the idea of, and I'm not going to get in political wise, but the reason is mainly because of the whole unlawful search or seizure. Is it lawful to, search and seize them, being them a government agency, not a private organization, even though it's a private airport, the government's doing it. It gets behind all that, and even though there's legislation that was passed to, everything, is it violate the Fourth Amendment, blah, 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 blah. And that's really what it is, and there's no current single incident where they've stopped a terrorist, but that doesn't mean that they haven't. They haven't. It's just there's not any out there that has been published, if that makes any sense. And yeah, so all right, we're across to 10,000 feet now, so we're going to go ahead and turn on our landing lights and our nose light as well. I'm sorry, nope, nose light doesn't come on yet. My bad. My bad. I'm expediting our descent right now. Just because I feel like we're not going to get down in time. X-plane is as realistic as possible, and industry uses knots as correct. Of course, knots isn't metric either. Why? Because they use miles, nautical miles, not kilometers. If we wanted to use pure metric, we would use kilometers per hour. We'd use meters in regards to altitude. So All right, approaching 4,000 feet, which is our approach altitude. Go ahead and activate our landing system. Slats coming down. Flaps coming down. Nose light, oh crap. Nose light's coming on. Wing light's coming on, runway turnoff's coming on. Approach on. The higher the flaps, and that's not necessarily harder to control, it's just the lower you put the flaps. So the it's like, you know, let's say level 3 flaps. That means it's going to be easier to control at a slower speed. So that means they'll be able to fly slower and not follow the sky. So that's really the benefit you're getting from flaps. That's why they use them for landing and takeoffs, because it allows you to actually have more lift at a slower speed. Full flaps, here we go. All right, flaps down. Auto brake set medium. Speed brake is armed. Landing gear coming down. Go around altitude set 4,000. Nose lights on. All right, we're prepped for landing. Let's bring her down. I just haven't yet, man. I just haven't gone to VASIM yet. I plan to someday. Thousand feet to go. Autopilot's coming off.
Approaching 10 right.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
All right. And we're down. This is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And stripes coming off, wings coming off, that's coming off, that's coming off, that's coming off, that's going to taxi. Lighting system's coming off. It's deactivated. It's going to standby. Flaps up, speed brakes down. Brakes are hot. Yeah, I'll watch replay in just a second, man. Alright. Master switch is coming on for the APU. I mean, last flight. Are you saying is this gonna be my last flight? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're asking? Flight dress just coming off. APU is now available. That's good. So when I get to the gate, I can shut the engines down and still have power. Clearing the runway, make sure no one's coming.
Approaching 10 center.
And we'll make this turn. Go past this regional jet here from United. And we'll park on the other side of this Alaskan Airlines flight. Looks like a 737. Yep, that's 737, all right. They're all waiting for us over here. All right. Parking brake set. Engine master switch is coming off. Fuel pumps coming off. Seatbelt signs off. Small keeps no smoking on. And beacon's coming off. Nav staying on for now. That's coming off. Strobes off. All right, external power. It's not available. Let me get that available for us real fast. External power. APU coming off. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and watch that replay, shall we? I came on a little off center to the left. See me try to correct that at the last second here. A little over the touchdown marks. But I mean, not bad at all. Could have been a lot worse. That is for sure. Let's do this. Let's do this again. This time, let's watch it from inside the aircraft. Cabin. Hold on. Let's see. Panel. Go cabin. Let's do left wing here. Not bad. Not bad. Alrighty. Well, that is going to do it, folks. Short little flight tonight. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys back again probably sometime later this week for another flight. We'll probably be tackling the Zebo that time, just to kind of revisit the 737 and have a little fun with it. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching, and look forward to doing it again. Thanks, and have a good one, guys.